Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I know you were expecting keyboard warriors. Unfortunately, our boy Fred Kirby's at home putting ice on his face. Not because he got the shit kicked out of him, but homeboy got a toothache. So hopefully he gets better soon. So we're gonna postpone it so we can get the whole crew together for a keyboard warrior. So we'll keep you updated as to when that episode's gonna be. But lucky Nick Pilecki, a boy from In the Pocket, CrossBonesMMA, is available and not working tonight for the first time in God knows how long. So what's up, Nick?
Nothing much, man. Working one job now, so I feel good. I feel relieved.
Yeah, you're off that 9 to 5 and then 6 to 10 shit, huh?
Yeah, I'm done with that shit. Fuck that.
Yeah. Get your education, ladies and gentlemen. That's what I'm saying. All right. So this is gonna be an episode of In the Pocket presented by CrossBonesMMA.com. Obviously, my name is Eddie Law. I'm your host. My boy Nick Pilecki on the show. We're gonna kick it right off with the one topic everyone's talking about, Mr. Nick motherfucking Diaz. If you live under a rock, under a spaceship, and you're getting butt fucked by some weird pedophile motherfucker like 3 floors under a basement, then you have not heard that the Nevada State Athletic Commission has suspended Nick Diaz for 5 years for testing positive for marijuana metabolites, supposedly. And they also fined him 32% of his purse, which is I think roughly $135,000, something like that, maybe $165,000. So those that follow me on Twitter and on Periscope, they saw my immediate reactions. I was pretty heated about it. It's such a clear abuse of power and a personal attack on Nick Diaz because he dared defend himself, and so it's a ridiculous. Look, man, here's the thing, and I'm even at a loss of words because how stupid it is, right? So here's the thing with the Diaz brothers, especially with Nick Diaz, you either love the guy or you hate the guy. There's really no in between, right? And so this is one of those instances where you can't hate the guy. He didn't do nothing wrong. I mean, weed is not a performance-enhancing drug. Okay, anyone that smoked weed knows that. You can't. All it does is make everything more awesome, in my opinion. But still. Nick, when you first heard about Nick, Mr. Pilecki, when you first heard about Nick Diaz getting suspended for 5 years for weed, first of all, did you get to see any of the video?
Yeah, I ended up seeing the video after the fact. I was at work during the I was at school during the hearing, and all I saw, I was in psychology class. All I see, Nick Diaz suspended 5 years, and I felt bad for laughing because I didn't know the whole situation was going on. I didn't get to see the hearing and everything like that. But automatically, I knew this shit's going to be is probably going to be overturned with an appeal, which we'll get into in a little while. But I watched the video of him saying, plead the fifth for every goddamn question, which is amazing. That his defense was on point. The whole thing made, what's her name? Pat Lumbaugh?
Pat Lumbaugh is one of the commissioners in the Nevada State Athletic Commission.
Yeah, made her feel so stupid. And well, first of all, it's not a real courtroom, all right? It's not a courtroom, and the defense saying it was really weird because they handled it like a court case when it really wasn't a court case. It should have been just either, hey, you're fined, you're suspended, whatever. But a lot of people were saying that Nick Diaz just should have said, yes, I'm guilty. Just penalize me and move on his merry way. And he probably would have been suspended 1 year to 2 years. But a lot of people are saying just because he kept saying, I plead the fifth, and making everyone feel stupid, that he got the 5 years because of personal reasons. I agree. I totally agree with that. I think it was personal reasons that Pat Lumbaugh wanted to ban him for a lifetime ban, which is stupid. And everyone else on the panel even looked at her like, are you fucking kidding me? Mm-hmm. But 5-year ban is stupid for marijuana. Really, it's Anderson Silva test positive for steroids and got 1 year. He should at least got 2 years. And that's coming from an Anderson Silva fan. John Jones hits a pregnant woman in a hit and runs, has cocaine, allegedly has cocaine in his car and everything like that. Doesn't have to
go ahead, sorry.
Doesn't even have to face the athletic commission, and is talking about coming back for a title shot. It's ridiculous and not alleged me not being a user or whatever. It's stupid. It's just ridiculous. Any way you put it, it's stupid.
Yeah, and it's to me the biggest or the bigger issue here is the abuse of power from the Nevada State Athletic Commission. Luke Thomas came out with a video not too long, I think earlier today. You sent it to me, and I watched it. And I couldn't agree more.
Yeah,
the NSAC doesn't report really to anybody, right?
No,
and they do whatever the fuck they want. They don't have any protocols. You know what I mean? So go ahead.
Luke Thomas put it right. Like, if you haven't seen that video with Luke Thomas, everyone go watch, because he says everything correct. That the athletic commission is just there. They have no crazy authority. They can do whatever the hell they want. They can spend whoever they want for however long they want and get away with it. And I hope Diaz's defense takes him to court, because I think Pat Lumval should be even off the commission in general, because it's bullshit. She sits there, she asks stupid ass questions to every fighter, and you already know when they're coming in that they already have their mindset on a penalty. They already have their mindset on who they're going to give the fines to, who are they going to penalize, and who they're not going to penalize. Mm-hmm. But I guarantee that penalized switch once she felt stupid.
Yeah, here's the thing. Feeling stupid is right, because first, the attorney's name was, I want to say, Lucas Middlebrook. And he treated the whole thing like it was court of law, right? Mm-hmm. He did objections. The first objection was kind of hilarious, because like I understood the objection, but Francisco Aguilar, who's the chair, right, the chairman of the commission, he even goes overruled, and he starts laughing to himself, like he couldn't believe the guy objected. So that right there was just like, oh shit. So what I saw was just an abuse of power. Pat Lumval ended up looking really stupid. The attorney made it look stupid. And what was better, like even more hilarious, was the expert witness for the defense made her feel even more stupid, because she kept asking the same fucking question over and over and over again. He kept answering it over and over and over again. He got frustrated with her and started saying, like, I don't know what you want me to do. You keep asking me the same question, and I am politely trying to answer, giving you the answer that you're asking for. So it's again, it's an abuse of power. Pat Lumval got butthurt and decided she wanted to drop the hammer. There's nobody. Look, when I was watching this, I was watching Twitter, right? Mm-hmm. Anybody that's in MMA, writers, athletes, anybody could not believe Pat Lumval had the balls, but had the balls to actually say that she would support a lifetime ban for marijuana. It's ridiculous. But if we think about it, it's not really for the weed, right? It's for disrespecting the commission that has shown itself to not be worthy of respect, really. Yeah. So how the fuck are you going to give Anderson Silva 1 year for steroids? John Jones doesn't even get a hearing for coke, and Nick Diaz going to get 5 years for weed. Come on.
It's stupid. And okay, the argument is, it's his third offense. It's his third time up in front of him. The new rules state that if you fail the first time, it's a year to 2 year, or 6 months to a year. Second time, a year to 3 years, and the third time, 3 to 4 or 5. Right? Understandable. You think that's the new rules, okay? But it's fucking ridiculous. I don't know. It's free Nick Diaz. That's all I'm gonna say. I want to see the court hearing. You said it. I want a camera in there. Mm-hmm. I want to see Lumval on trial. I want to see her say her case, because I want to see how stupid. I want to hear and see how stupid it really is, and see Nick Diaz flick everyone off and say, "I win, bitch."
Now, here's the thing too: it's they're gonna try and take it to court. They're gonna appeal. First of all, that appeal will be denied by the Nevada Athletic Commission. They're gonna go to actual court over this. Mm-hmm. Anyone that watched Deflategate with Tom Brady, and he took it to the very end, and what happened? The NFL got lost, and Roger Goodell looks like a complete idiot, right? Those people that are familiar with football. In this case, there's a decent chance nothing could happen, even if they go to court. Yeah. But I mean, here's the thing: they're right. Two of the three tests came back clean, and the one test that came back positive went to a different lab, right? We want to go into detail for the whole thing. And the case is just ridiculous. It really is. So there is a petition out there, one of those whitehouse.gov petitions, to overturn the ban. I think it's like 16,000 or 17,000 signatures, and needs another 80,000 to warrant action by the White House. Which I can just see Barack Obama going, "Who the fuck is Nick Diaz?" Like he has no fucking clue. So it's everybody's coming out and supporting Nick Diaz. Pretty much every fighter coming out and supporting Nick Diaz. Dana White calling this whole thing ridiculous, calling the Nevada Athletic Commission just an embarrassment. I forgot the exact what he said, but it was he called them disgusting, right?
Yeah. Joe Rogan and
Joe Rogan. Okay, first of all, you knew Joe Rogan was gonna lose his fucking mind over
Oh
this.
yeah,
You knew Joe Rogan was probably screaming at the computer like, "What the actual fuck?" Like I was hoping he was gonna do a podcast today. One, we need to get those MMA journalists, some work, some articles to write off of Joe Rogan's podcast because they're lazy and they don't actually do any work. They're not real journalists. And two, because I want to hear what Joe Rogan thought about. I want to hear Joe Rogan lose his fucking mind over this, and he will. The next Joe Rogan podcast, for sure, he loses his fucking mind. I can't wait to hear it. But people outside of the MMA community, Philip DeFranco, a guy that you watch a lot.
Yes.
Anyone that watches the Philly D show, he's been on for years. He's one of the original like YouTuber big names. He was even talking about it. He just started following MMA just like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
People in local news, by the way, and here in Phoenix, someone was talking about it. I'm like, what the fuck? Like this is just, and again, it's an abuse of power. It shows that Pat Lombard, first of all, needs to get kicked the fuck off the commission. Francisco Aguilar should be kicked off the commission as well for not being able to control his shit. I almost made this really bad. I was gonna say, yeah. Anyway, yeah. For not being able to control this whole thing, the only ones that actually had a clear mind was Marnell Jr., who is weird enough. If you've seen anything with Marnell usually is in support of lifetime bans. He wants to ban everybody. You know what I mean? However, little note, Marnell used to own 71% of a marijuana dispensary. That guy used to sell weed, which is how he knew it wasn't that's why he was first one of the first commissioners. Once Pat Lombard put the motion for a lifetime ban, he was the first one to say, I don't agree with that for weed. Because he knows, that boy knows. And I bet we test all of the commissioners, at least 2 of them pop for like heavy prescription medicine use, and at least 2 of them pop for weed, and 1 of them for coke. I think so. I really do. I mean, I think we should do it. I think if you're gonna randomly test the fighters, we should randomly test the commissioners, randomly test the promoter, randomly test everybody. Fuck it.
No, you don't want to test Dana White. You don't want to test Dana White. You already know.
Yeah, you come back. You know what he tests positive for? Conor McGregor semen. That's what you're gonna find in a Dana White. And Reebok did. Okay. By the way,
before we get off this topic, I have a question. Luke Thomas brought up the testing. That's a piss test. What are your thoughts on that? Do you think it should be a different test? Do you think it should be blood test?
Here's the thing. Luke Thomas made good point. Way to bring up the point. Luke Thomas made the point that said urinary tests aren't exact, meaning they're not. When you piss in a cup and it tells you piss, it's not. You pop for something. You didn't test for something. All it does is tell them that at some point you had this in your system. At some point, they don't know when, right? So it's should it have blood tests? The reason they do the piss test is because it's quicker, right? It's quicker to get an analysis and get results back. But blood tests take a little longer. Anyone that's done a blood test knows it takes at least 2-3 days, right? But you might as well do a blood test because no matter what, you're gonna get the consequences, right?
Yep. So
I think they should do a blood test. Even that's it's more accurate, but I don't know how exact it is. I don't know the science behind it. I'm not Bill Nye. I'm not gonna bullshit you guys and tell you that I know everything. But no, I'm with Luke on pretty much every one of his points, man. I really am. And I also agree with him. Okay, I hope he's wrong. I really do hope he's wrong. But I'm leaning towards Luke Thomas being right that we've more than likely seen the last of Nick Diaz in the octagon, in a cage, in any kind of fighting sport. Look, by the time this ban is over, he's 36 years old, man. He's gonna be 36, 37. It really sucks, but he should really just sue for the athletic commission taking away his ability to make a living. You know what I mean? For something as stupid as weed.
It's stupid. And even your best friend Ariel Helwani was against it. That is just
Ariel Helwani's against it because it's cool to be against it. Okay, don't fuck around. Ariel Helwani was fucking. He was confused. What's going on there?
And you know what? I hope.
You know what? Time out. I will give him credit though to the Honorable Helwani. I will give him credit. He ended up somehow getting an interview with Nick Diaz, and Nick Diaz is so honest with him. You read that article that they put on MMAfighting.com. If you haven't, I hate to fucking promote it. Go read that shit because that was the most honest Nick Diaz I've ever, I guess, read or heard. You know what I mean? So definitely go check that out. After this show, of course.
Yeah.
Anyway, that by the way, that meme with Dave Chappelle with the fifth and Nick Diaz and the attorney, courtesy of Mike Jarvis. So thanks a lot, Mike. That was fucking on time. That was perfect.
And you know, I hope Nick Diaz comes back if he's banned for 5 years. I hope he comes back and he whoops some ass and just says "fuck you" to everybody.
I do as well, man. Not a whole lot to talk about in MMA this week, other than Nick Diaz. It's such a huge issue that it's pretty much the only thing we got to talk about. But we do have World Series of Fighting 23 in my town here, Phoenix, Arizona, this Friday. It's going to be what's his name? Justin Gaethje against Luis Palomino 2. If you guys saw the first fight back in March, it was a war, and we're hoping it's another Fight of the Year candidate once again this Friday in the main event. And the co-main event, we get David Branch against Teddy Holder. Teddy Holder stepping in last minute against Thiago Silva in March and knocking out said Thiago Silva. And so now Teddy Holder's kind of got a name. Teddy Holder is probably going to, I don't know. I would pick David Branch in that fight for the fact that Teddy Holder's kind of a rock and sock him. He literally held his hands to the sides and was literally doing this with Thiago. Wait to see who's going to fall first. He got hurt. He really did. Thiago smacked him. Teddy kind of fell backwards a little bit. Thiago kind of started, going forward to try and finish the fight. Teddy caught him, puts him down, knocks him out. So, but Teddy Holder does have power. Also on the card, Timur Valiev against Tito Jones, bantamweight, and then a catchweight fight at 160 pounds between, I guess, renowned YouTube sensation or video sensation Phoenix Jones against Roberto Young. Then a lightweight fight between Brian Foster and LaRue Burley. In the prelims, only names you're going to really recognize is Clifford Starks, trains here in Arizona over at Arizona Combat Sports. Esteban Payan, who we have seen get back fisted straight to hell in I guess a low light for him over and over and over again. I don't know if you've seen that. Have you seen that shit?
Yeah, I have.
Yeah, he gets back spinning back fist to the face and he just drops right through the freaking mat. So, but Esteban Payan is a solid fighter. Also here in Arizona from Arizona Combat Sports against Kamuela Kirk. He was supposed to fight Isaac Valley Flag, but Valley Flag was injured last minute, so they had to replace him. So luckily they had a replacement instead of like what they did in March, dude. What they did in March, it was literally a last second replacement when the deaf fighter Matt Hamill, yeah. Matt Hamill. Literally, I was sitting in the back, dude. I was sitting in the back in media row. I was the first one to get there. I didn't know that professional journalists don't show up on time, and I showed up early. Everyone else showed up late. It was weird. Anyway, I was in the back, setting up my space and my laptop and getting my phone ready because the internet at Comerica Theater sucks. So I had my phone ready, and I heard whispers in the back where they were saying like, Matt Hamill's what? He's in the emergency room. And I was like, oh shit. So I tweeted out, I was like, Matt Hamill possibly in, blah, 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 emergency room, maybe out of this fight. And of course, a few minutes, maybe like 15 minutes later, everyone else picked it up too. So I think that's when Teddy Holder stepped in for that fight. He was, because Matt Hamill was supposed to fight Thiago Silva. So at least this time they have everything ahead of time. Watch this card. Other names that are going to be on it. Benny Madrid, who has fought here. I've seen him fight at World Fighting Federation here in Phoenix. Dude is solid. He's a wild man, but he's solid. He definitely a guy you should watch. I think he's a little on the older side, though. Clifford Starks, again, really strong motherfucker wrestler. I think he subbed. He won his last fight by submission. And, of course, Teddy Holder with the Rock'em Sock'em Phoenix Jones, the YouTube sensation in the main event. Of course, Justin Gaethje against Luis Palomino. Again, we're hoping for another just monster battle. I literally didn't – anyone that followed me during that first fight saw that I barely tweeted anything because I was losing my freaking mind. I was right here, dude. I was in media row losing my shit. Henry Cejudo and I think John Moraga were sitting across yelling. And so was Anthony Burchak in the front row screaming his ass off. Like, oh, my God. It was fucking hilarious. It was great. So, again, your boy's going to be there. to cover it live. If you don't get to watch it, but you want to find out all the results and catch the play-by-play, just follow me at Elaw31. I'm your boy for that. It's going to be World Series Fighting 23. Any fights you're looking forward to on that one?
The only one I want to see if Phoenix Jones is actually legit. His last fight, he sucked.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of want to see if he can actually do something this time. And then, of course, the main event, man. That first main event was amazing. I'm ready for this second one. I really, really hope it lives up to what the last fight was.
You know, the only thing that bothers me about that main event is after the first fight, when Gaethje came out of the cage, he didn't really seem to know where the hell he was.
Oh yeah,
you know I mean, he took a beating, and as we all know, we talked about with the NFL and MMA as well, is head injuries are a motherfucker. And yes, Mike, we're gonna talk about Invicta FC. Thank you for reminding me. Actually, let's talk about Invicta FC right now. Did you get to catch it?
Yeah, I caught some of it. I missed the KGB fight. I was kind of mad about that. I saw the main event. I did not know the title shot was taken away because what's her name didn't make weight. Kenny? Yeah.
I'm pulling up the card as we speak, but go ahead.
Same. I'm pulling up the card. But I didn't know. I was all excited for the fight, see if Evinger can defend her title, and she did, but didn't actually defend her title because the title wasn't on the line. I was upset about that one. And then I got to see Roxanne beat the hell out of a 19-year-old, which she still has it. Yeah. I always like Roxanne. She's just happy as all hell, goes in there, does what she loves to do, and goes home, win or lose, happy. And she asked for a title shot. She said she'll fight anyone who comes her way and whoever Invicta throws at her, but she wants a title shot. Give her the title shot.
Did she fight at 135?
Yes.
I think she does. So. I think she does, and she wants to take on Evinger. I mean, I wouldn't mind.
I'm down for it.
Here's the thing: a lot of people overlook Tanya Evinger. You know what I mean? Like they thought for sure. I thought for sure Danielle Dunham was going to beat her at 13. I really did. And when she didn't, I want to be honest with you, I was kind of shocked. I was like, no. But Evinger is proving to be a fucking tough chick, man.
Yeah. Same with Roxanne. She's been taking a lot of punches lately and eating them. And just going for it and using her hands a lot more. But then once it goes on the ground, it's all her world, man. So yeah.
So the preliminary card kicked off with Felicia Spencer against Rachel Wiley. Spencer actually TKO'd Wiley in the first round, and it looks like it was a long round, but it honestly really wasn't. It was actually a pretty quick fight. Aspen Ladd defeats Amanda Bobby Cooper via armbar, and I'll tell you this: Bobby Cooper is tough as fuck. She is a tough chick, and she looks good. Got a booty on her, too. Can't lie about that. But Amanda Bobby Cooper is super tough as nails. I thought for sure she'd be getting out of the armbar. I think she kind of got out of trouble at first and then got caught on it. So still, Aspen Ladd has a mean ground game. Amanda Bobby Cooper has got that. She's got that. That's the standing. She's got the stand fight or fight whatever standing game real well. Strike game. Thank you. The strike game real well. After that, JJ Aldrich defeats Rosa Acevedo via knockout in the first round. Jin Frey defeats Liz McCarthy via unanimous decision. That actually was a pretty solid fight. I enjoyed that one. Frey's striking is improving every time I see her. Then in the last prelim fight, Sharon Jacobson defeats Jamie Moyle in actually a pretty sick fight. And you got to give credit to Jamie Moyle. That chick is tough as hell too. But she loses via unanimous decision. First fight on the main card, Cindy Dandois defeats Megan Anderson. Dandois having Miesha Tate in her corner and gets a triangle choke in the second round. Then after that, by the way, Megan Anderson, everyone thought she was going to beat the hell out of Dandois. People were wondering why Cindy was fighting. They really were. They were like, why is this chick coming back? Just retire. You're going to die. And Megan Anderson came in trying to put her down. And, you can never underestimate experienced fighters like Cindy. You know what I mean? Yeah. That chick, she's just a tough chick. And probably, I'm sure Miesha Tate brought her some luck. But yeah, she ended up winning. The fight of the night, Andrea Lee defeats Rachel Ostovich in the third round via verbal submission for armbar. Ostovich got the shit kicked out of her. Just beat down, and she would not stop, dude. She kept coming forward. She would not get, and she landed multiple spinning back fists, dude. Yeah. To Andrea Lee, which surprised me because Andrea Lee is a super experienced striker. Did you ever get to watch that fight afterwards?
No, I didn't. I'm probably gonna do that right after. Is KGB's what 135? No,
I think they're. Are they 135ers?
Oh no, we should know our shit.
Okay, so let's be honest, ladies and gentlemen. This has been a long goddamn week. Anyway, but yeah,
she's 125. Never mind.
Okay. Well, Angelique could, and that could you know what? Angelique could bump that at 115 if she wants to.
Maybe. That's what I was gonna say. I kind of want to see her come into the UFC and fight in 115. I think she could destroy a lot of those fighters.
It depends on if she can cut. Look, it depends on how her weight cut is now. If her weight cut is tough now,
yeah,
I don't see her cutting that extra 10 pounds. In fact, I would see her going up to 135.
No,
she might be like 5'3", 5'4". She's not that tall, so
I don't want to run killing people anymore.
You know what though? She's got that Donald Cerrone fluid, doesn't she?
Yes, she does.
Man, some nasty elbows and shit. So, sorry. Anyway, moving on here. Roxanne Modafferi comes out in a not Sub-Zero, like kind of like a Mortal Kombat. Yeah, it was a Mortal Kombat type of outfit.
Yeah.
And one of her corners dressed up as Sub-Zero. She defeats Mariana Moraes via TKO in the third round. Again, Roxanne Modafferi seems to get good as she gets older. It's kind of crazy. But she's a very experienced fighter. She's one of the more experienced fighters in women's MMA right now. Then in the co-main event, Deanna Bennett defeats Kaja Kancampa via unanimous decision. A completely horrible decision, by the way.
Yes. Terrible
decision. Kaja had that fight by a mile, and I don't know what the judges were watching, but they gave it to Bennett, who stays undefeated. Even everyone was kind of like questioning it. Bennett was surprised as hell to hear her name called as the winner. It was unfortunate. It was sad for Kaja because Kaja then retired following the fight. Hung up the gloves. He won't be fighting anymore. So, well, good for her. She held the belt for a while. So, she goes off as being a former champ. Then in the main event, of course, Tanya Evinger beats an overweight Pandy Kenzad. Quick note: I know people were telling me, "Oh, Tanya missed weight too." She did, but she made 180. She made the 185. She made the 135. Like it was like an hour and a half afterwards. So she ended up making weight. So she was fine, kept her title because she was going to be stripped of the title if she didn't make weight. That was the word, right? That she was told they would strip her the title. Kenzad didn't even attempt cutting weight again. I forgot how she came in, but she came in pretty good at like pound, maybe almost 2 pounds over. So that was Invicta FC 14. Invicta FC 15. If you watched the post-fight press conference, you already know this, but if you didn't, Cyborg will be fighting on that card at 140 pounds. This is the beginning of the weight cut to Ronda Rousey to 135, right? No word on an opponent just yet, but it will be at 140. A lot of people just going, well, why don't you just cut the extra 5? Cut the other 5. Go to 135.
Do it.
I mean, that's what I say. Fucking go to 135. So, hell, go to 135 and fight Tanya Evinger. Why not?
Oh.
I think Tanya has a chance against her, dude. I really do.
Yeah.
I think I give Tanya Evinger a good shot against Cyborg. Mm-hmm. Because I don't think Cyborg can knock Evinger out. Not in the first round anyway. And if Evinger gets her down and gets on top of her, that chick knows how to stay on top of chicks. But Cyborg is a lot stronger. So that would be I think that would be a great fight, honestly. I want to see that. Evinger against Cyborg at I would love to see it at 135, but if you want to go on 140, why not?
Fuck it.
Yeah. And then so that's gonna be it for Invicta FC 14. Let's what's the other card that's coming up? Oh yes,
Dynamite.
Of course, Bellator Dynamite. If you haven't heard, I'm sure you have, but if you haven't, Bellator Dynamite is a mix of Glory kickboxing fights and Bellator MMA fights. The card looks super interesting. We're only gonna go over the main card because the prelims is full of a bunch of people that nobody knows, other than Francis Carmont, who will be fighting in the feature prelim. So the first fight on the main card, Josh Thompson against Mike Bronzolis. Josh Thompson, who was just cut by the UFC not too long ago, signed with Bellator, shortly after, maybe like a day or two after, and is already fighting. And I think Josh Thompson kicks the shit out of Bronzolis. So I think it's gonna happen. What do you think?
Yeah, I agree. Josh Thompson's gonna take this one easily.
Yeah. Then after that, we get the first fight of the light heavyweight tournament semifinal, which is Emmanuel Newton against Phil Davis. I think Phil Davis is kind of not. Newton's not a gimme, right?
No,
but he's not a favorite either.
I don't know, man. He does have his little back fist. Let him land that on him. He'll might put him to sleep. But I think Phil Davis is going to hug him to death until he gets up to the finals.
Yeah, one of the few black dudes that likes metal music and punk rock. So go for it. Go for it, Newton. Hopefully you get a shot. Anyone to Penn. Oh, Jesus.
No, it's Phil Davis. Phil Davis went to Penn State.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Mike Jarvis just sent me this tweet from Cowboy Cerrone, sending it over to sending a tweet over to Andrew Lee saying, "You ever want to come out to the BMF Ranch, which is Cerrone's camp? Get some training in. Just let me know. Professional trip only." Yeah. So basically, he's not trying to like hook up with her. He's saying, no, just come train MMA. I'm not trying to hook up with you.
Sure.
But look, man, I'd hook up with Andrew Lee, no problem. Anyway, if, of course, very respectfully. Anyway, after that, after Phil Davis against Van Newton, we get Linton Bassel against King Mo Lawal. King Mo, a lot of people not giving Bassel much of a chance against Lawal. They're kind of setting this up to be a Phil Davis King Mo final. Do you agree?
Yes. Yeah, they're setting up to be that or Emmanuel Newton King Mo 3.
Wouldn't mind seeing that either. I actually wouldn't mind seeing that. So
yeah, but I want Phil Davis to take this. Let's go.
Yeah, I think Phil Davis is gonna. I just think it's Phil Davis's fight, tournament to lose. They do have an alternate fight, which is the Francis Carmon fight. That one is an alternate fight, meaning if someone gets hurt during the tournament, because remember, ladies and gentlemen, this is a one-night tournament for those 4 men. If someone gets hurt, the winner of Carmon and I forgot the name of the gentleman he's fighting, but the winner of that fight gets to take over the injured fighter's spot. And that fight is going to be Francis Carmon against Roy Botton, something like that. Anyway, so yeah. Anyway, moving on, we get our first Glory's featherweight fight, women's featherweight fight between Hadley Griffith and Carrie Melendez. Melendez is 2-1 as a professional, and looks like Miss Griffith is making her professional debut kickboxing. Yep. Then after that, we get a very interesting kickboxing fight. Fernando Gonzalez against Paul Daly. What do you think of Mr. Paul Daly going into kickboxing on a Bellator card?
Exactly. It's his first kickboxing match, and I don't like that they have his MMA record on there. Put him at 0. He's fresh out of it. I'm excited. I want to see how he does. I know he has those hands. Let's see if he can throw some kicks in it too.
Yeah. Anyway, after that, we got another Glory. This is going to be a title fight for the light heavyweight Glory belt. Zach Mwakasa against Saulo Cavallari. Again, this is for the light heavyweight title fight. Then the light heavyweight title fight for the Bellator strap, of course, is Tito Ortiz against the champion Liam McGreary. Liam McGreary is undefeated. A gentleman out of England taking on Tito Ortiz, who is beat up as all fuck, and I wonder how he's even walking at this point. But do you give Mr. Tito Ortiz a chance against a younger, less beat up McGreary?
No. McGreary, I think, oh, God. Please, Liam, kill Tito Ortiz. Can you just end his career, please? I'm tired. I hate his voice. I'm tired of it. His little attitude. Even when they first started doing the promo and they announced the fight, he, like we said in the past, he was being a dick. Mm-hmm. And then it was funny because Liam was just looking at him like, okay, dude, yeah, whatever. And then he's laughing in the background. Just bye, Tito. Mm-hmm. Goodbye. End your career. Go teach what's her name how to cut weight. Cyborg.
Yeah. No, definitely. And that's going to be it for Bellator, man. So great weekend for MMA. World Champions Fighting 23, it's free. Bellator is free. Bellator just not fucking live. For anyone in the West Coast, Bellator still isn't fucking listening to anything anyone from the West is saying. You can't put the live stamp on that shit if it's not live. By the time it goes live in the West, I already know who won. So what am I going to do? Of course I'm going to find a stream because they're full of shit. All right? It's horse crap. Anyway. Moving on. Let's see, just pulling up Bellator tournament fighters clean in random testing. So I guess everyone's playing for that. Coach versus Dover slated for UFC 195 in Vegas. So I think it's Mike Koch against Drew Dober. And then Barnett versus Sutton is not a done deal. I will ask Mr. Sutton about that tomorrow. Diaz's team's going to appeal the NSC suspension. I'm just reading headlines at this point. And yeah, that's kind of one more thing before we go. We're about to show right now. Mr. Jake Shields. Mr. Jake Shields was actually at the hearing. He represented himself. This is how confident he was in his abilities. Represented himself. He was there for Punchy Paharas after the fight was over. If you remember, ladies and gentlemen, they fought for the title, or Jake Shields fought for the title against the champion Pajares. Pajares held the Kimura too long, cranked it, and injured Shield's shoulder. In fact, it's still injured, and he's still recovering from that injury. And Shields in a lot of frustration after getting his eyes gouged out repeatedly during the fight, threw a punch and smacked him. So the athletic commission, I believe, suspended him maybe for like 6 months or something, 6-7 months. I don't remember them fining. They might have fined him a little bit, and they did sentence him to community service with something he already currently does. So it's not like he was, he's really gonna be penalized. All he has to do now is when he does the community service is get a little paper sign. So athletic commission just fucking up left and right. Yeah. Anyway, so that's gonna do it for us tonight. What?
They announced right after the show last week. They announced Dominic Cruz with TJ Dillashaw.
Oh yes. What card is that gonna be?
It is UFC Fight Night 81.
Oh, and it's free. Yes.
July 17th in Boston, or January 17th in Boston. I'm so ready for that fight.
Dude, two guys that fight very similar styles. I'm taking Mr. Cruz though.
Yep. Cruz all the way. And then Miesha Tate versus Amanda Luar? What is it? Yeah.
Huh? Nunez?
Yeah. No, not Nunez.
Who's she fighting?
Amanda Luar or Nunez?
Okay, where the hell are you reading this?
I just read it on, I don't know, Instagram right now. It just popped up.
All right, fuck that. I'm looking that up. I know, ladies and gentlemen, sorry, but I need to get you this information.
It just popped up. UFC 194, December 12th. Look that up.
Okay. Miesha Tate versus Chris Cyborg? No.
Oh, yeah, that's happening right now.
Would you want to see that? Miesha Tate against Chris Cyborg?
Fuck yeah. Just to see Miesha Tate finally lose and get knocked out. We haven't seen her get knocked out yet.
Dude, I think Miesha Tate beats Cyborg. You don't think she does?
No, hell no. Well,
really?
Miesha Tate can take a punch, but maybe last a little bit longer than all her other fights.
Dude, no, I think Miesha Tate can beat Cyborg. It won't be a quick fight. You know what I'm saying? But it's gonna be. I think Miesha Tate could grind out and survive against Cyborg, and get that win. Was it on Miesha Tate's Instagram, by the way?
No. Hold on. Let me go back and look it up.
Okay. Meanwhile, if you haven't seen Miesha Tate's Instagram and you want to see a lot of pictures of her in like swimsuits, it's just Miesha Tate on Twitter or on Instagram. Goddamn. Cannot hate on Miss Tate. Hopefully we'll never have to call her Miss Caraway because that would be depressing as shit. But anyway, did you find it?
I just tagged you in it because I don't want to say the name. I'll just say that.
You tagged me in it on Instagram?
Yeah.
Oh, there it is. Okay. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen. All right, pulling it up right now. Let's find out who they're saying. It's Amanda Nunez, dude.
Oh, yeah. Shit. Okay.
Okay.
I fucked up.
Okay, so breaking news. Miesha Tate against Amanda Nunez at UFC 194? 194.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 194. Which is going to be December 12th, which is the McGregor card, by the way, right?
Yep.
So you get Conor McGregor against Jose Aldo. You get Luke Rockhold against Chris Weidman. And now you get Miesha Tate's fine ass against Amanda Nunez's dangerous ass. So it's going to be a hell of a card. The UFC stacking up that end of the year card, of course, as they always try to do anyway. So let's hope, cross your fingers, that no one gets injured. Although Aldo might pussy out of that fight. Not pussy. He might actually get injured and be out of that fight. If he does, Frankie Edgar, I know you're ready to take this belt. Do it. Anyway. All right, man. You got anything else before we end the show tonight?
No, I'm out. I'm done.
All right. Again, ladies and gentlemen, apologize. Keyboard Warriors did not go down tonight. Send out tweets of support for our boy Fred Kirby, who's dealing with toothaches. Anyone that's had a really bad, he's got a bad one. Anyone that's had bad toothaches understands how shitty that is. So send our boy Fred Kirby at Kirby_MMA. Lots of support. Aaron Robbins, you can find him at Stand and Bang Radio. Yeah, Stand, the letter N, Bang Radio on Twitter. Nick Pilecki is at Nick X Micro. I forgot your shit. At Nick X Micro on Twitter. Myself, I'm at eLaw31. And the pages at CrossBonesMMA. Shout out to the fellas over at FightBookMMA.com, the good guys over there. Also, if you look down under this little box here, if you're watching us on YouTube, hit the subscribe button. We would really appreciate it. You can get all our stuff automatically to your YouTube feed. I will tweet out whenever we're gonna make up this Keyboard Warrior show. we were all really excited about it. And just unfortunately, we can't go on without our crew. So we need to come on with the entire crew. So we're going to try and do it sometime this week. Tomorrow, since In the Pocket is tonight, it won't be tomorrow. I will be going to a World Series of Fighting event. Hopefully, we'll be getting you guys some interviews off of that. And then, of course, World Series of Fighting 23 this weekend. Justin Gaethje versus Luis Palomino. Tomorrow night, for those interested, I'll just throw this out. I know it's an MMA show for football fans. Tomorrow night, myself, Mike Reyes, who we've seen on here a few months ago, I think.
Yeah,
he's been on one of our shows. And possibly, more than likely, Nick Pilecki will be on here talking football for week number 2. We'll review week number 1. We'll talk about week number 2. Throw out some fantasy stuff. Just have some fun with it. Thursday, obviously nothing. I don't think we have any shows scheduled. Friday, no show scheduled. I will be covering World Series of Fighting 23 live for you guys on Twitter. Maybe doing some periscoping. May fuck around with that. The link will be on Twitter. And then Sunday, of course, come back for our second episode of Tirando Chingazos. For all those that speak Spanish, myself, Jesse Rubalcaba, have started our CrossBonesMMA's first Spanish language podcast. For those that watched the first one, we really appreciate it. Got a lot of feedback, and especially from Alfonso, who is a Venezuelan fella. So anyway, if you speak Spanish, you want to hear two guys just speaking MMA in Spanish, hit us. Watch us on Sunday night. I will tweet. All the links will come out. As always, CrossBonesMMA.com for all of our content. And appreciate everyone watching tonight. Thanks, Nick, for coming on, especially last second. Yep. Fred, feel better. Aaron, check you out later. And, of course, free Nick Diaz.